The Galactic Summit had always been a theater of egos, a grand hall filled with representatives of 100 different species, each convinced they were the dominant force in the cosmos. The air shimmered with the glow of holographic nameplates, translators buzzed, and the scent of a dozen different atmospheres mingled into something vaguely metallic. But today, something was different. A hush spread through the assembly as the massive doors at the end of the hall groaned open. A shadow fell across the polished obsidian floor, stretching long and ominous. Then they stepped inside, the Ravagers. The name alone sent chills through the room. Even the most battle-hardened species, those with centuries of conquest under their belts, felt their instincts scream at them to flee. Towering at nearly 10 feet, their bodies were a terrifying fusion of hardened carapace and pure muscle. Their thick, obsidian-black exoskeletons gleamed under the summit's grand lights, shifting and flexing with every movement. 4 glowing red eyes pulsed in eerie unison, scanning the room with predatory calculation. And their mouths, those were the worst. 3 rows of interlocking, serrated fangs, designed for ripping through armor, flesh, and bone alike. Their leader, Vaktar, stepped forward. His voice was a deep guttural rumble that resonated through the chamber, making even the walls tremble. "We claim our rightful place in this council. As the apex predators of the galaxy, none may stand against us." Silence. No one dared to challenge them, even the proud Zelvarians, a war-driven species who had conquered entire solar systems, lowered their gaze. The Centaurians, who prided themselves on their unwavering courage, found themselves shrinking back in their seats. The Council had faced powerful empires before, but never something as primal as the Ravagers. Then, the doors opened again, and everything changed. "Sorry we're late. You would not believe the traffic near Alpha Centauri. Absolute nightmare." 3 humans strolled in, not marched, not crept in with calculated diplomacy. They strolled. One of them, a man in a worn-out NASA hoodie, was casually munching on a sandwich. Another, dressed in what looked like a suit but with the tie loosely hanging, was scrolling through a holographic screen as if checking emails. And the third? He was sipping from a large thermos, steam rising from whatever ungodly substance he was drinking. The entire room turned to stare. The Ravagers' red eyes narrowed. These humans, they weren't cowering. They weren't even paying attention. Vaktar took a slow, menacing step forward. His claws scraped against the floor, leaving deep gouges. "Do you not tremble in our presence?" The human in the hoodie paused mid-bite, blinked, and glanced up. "Oh, right. You guys must be the Ravagers. Cool, cool. Nice armor. Is that natural, or do you polish it?" A strangled sound escaped one of the delegates, a species known for their ability to detect imminent danger. Right now, they were detecting a lot of it. Vaktar's mandibles twitched. "You do not fear us." The human in the suit finally looked up from his screen. "Fear? Nah. We were actually hoping to meet you. Listen, we have a proposal." The Ravagers hesitated. Proposal? "Yeah. See, we were thinking cultural exchange." Vaktar's eyes flickered in confusion. "Elaborate." The human grinned. "Barbecue night." Silence. The entire chamber collectively held its breath. Even the Ravagers seemed momentarily thrown off. "Barbecue, huh?" One of them rumbled. "Oh yeah. Smoked meats, slow-cooked over fire, basted in sauce. Pure perfection. We figured, as apex predators, you'd appreciate it." Vaktar's claws flexed. He leaned down, towering over the human, his breath hot enough to make the man's hair ruffle. "You dare suggest a meal? With us?" The human took a sip from his thermos. "Yep. You eat meat. We eat meat. Seems like a no-brainer. Ever had brisket? Life-changing." Vaktar studied them, his predatory instincts warring with sheer confusion. These creatures, these humans, weren't acting like prey. They weren't trying to prove dominance either. They were acting like they saw the Ravagers as equals. And that was unsettling. One of the Ravagers hissed. "This is a trick." The human in the hoodie shrugged. Nah, man, no tricks, just food. But if you're too scared to try it. Every muscle in the chamber tensed. The word scared echoed like a challenge in the air. Vaktar's eyes flared. We fear nothing. The human grinned. Then see you Thursday. We'll bring the beer. Hours later, aboard their warship, the Ravagers held an emergency meeting. Commander. One of their strategists rasped. We've analyzed human culinary habits. They consume substances classified as toxic. Their spicy food alone has been recorded, causing respiratory distress in multiple species. Vaktar exhaled slowly. Another officer continued. Furthermore, their methods of hunting are disturbing. They have on multiple occasions hunted creatures larger than themselves for recreation. A murmur spread through the room. Vaktar's mandibles clicked in contemplation. Humans were small, soft, seemingly harmless. But there was something in their eyes, something unshaken even in the face of the most feared predators in the galaxy. They did not flinch, they did not cower. And worst of all, they invited danger to dinner. Vaktar slowly leaned back in his seat. Prepare the fleet. For war. His mandibles twitched. Number for dinner. Because for the first time in their history, the Ravagers weren't sure if they were the hunters or the hunted. Want to know what happens when the galaxy's deadliest warriors sit down for a meal with humanity? Drop a comment below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because trust me, this story is far from over.